Um, so if you guys don't know, we've had two major court cases kind of end in the past few weeks. We had one of a young guy, I believe he was 14 years old, named was Cyrus. Um, and he was shot in the back, leaving a gas station, I believe in South Carolina. And the murderer, because that's what they got, Mr. Chow, he the murderer, he was found not guilty for murder and that he was, self defending himself. Um, and then on the flip side of that, we have Carmelo in Texas who unfortunately stabbed a kid by the name of Oscar Metcalf um at a track meet. And when we were, well, me, maybe, I mean, I can't talk for you, but for me, when I saw the jury, I knew that was gonna be a problem. He was found guilty. He was given 35 years in prison for this murder. His first offense, they do the book at the kid essentially. And even if you're paying attention now, I should grab a video. um, his dad, Oscar Metcalf's dad, was out here trying to talk about how it wasn't about race and this and that and the third, and he showed his true colors after the verdict. Um,
Yeah, because
so
I seen the video of the dad speaking, and the insults that he had to say kind of shows the true colors of the
right,
situation.
volume up a little bit, volume up a
Huh.
little bit more. I think your gain is good.
All right. Let's.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
I have a video by a brother by the name of Antonio Speaks, young guy. He's like 26. Blew up on YouTube, my bad. Um, and I like his perspective. He's kind of an our wheelhouse of things, not big into Christianity, um, not big into capitalism. So he speaks on these two, I mean, tragic events. I mean, let's keep it a bean. I mean, for me, again, I can't speak for everybody. I wish Austin Metcalf was still with us. I wish that never happened. But tragedies occur. But it's kind of just funny to me how we were able to bend over backwards for other colors, for white kids who commit crimes similar to this, but when it comes to a black kid, they throw the book at him,
Yeah.
even adults.
Yeah.
So,
It's like, unfortunately, we all know as black folks since a young age, you're no longer looked as, even as a kid, even as 12, like the world already looks at you like a fucking adult and treats you like an adult and will punish you like an adult. So,
yep,
yeah.
yep.
And also,
So,
too, as well, on it, I
go
would
ahead.
say like anybody could even go and just look up similar cases and you will see even worse situations where the people got much lesser sentencings
Yeah.
on similar circumstances situation.
I think he speaks on literally a similar scenario. Um, I kind of spoke on it on the internet, on Facebook, and that people talk about how you can't basically let this kid go free because there's just the president, or like, because someone with a physically fight you, you can kill them. And I think that's just, we gotta stop being so ignorant to what is going on in America. Like, at least trying to convince me, like, if you want to be ignorant, if you want to believe, what you want to believe, that's fine. But you can't convince me of what's going on in this country when it comes to black men, black people in general, people of color in general. When I not only do I see it anecdotally, but the stats prove it. So we can, what I'm saying, like, you got to keep that. You gotta, I don't know how to say it, bro. There's got to be a bridge or like a look, man. If you don't know what you're talking about, shut the fuck up. I get them to say that. I get them to say that. Shut the fuck up. Stop speaking on shit you don't know nothing about.
Yeah,
I don't know how to say it, man, but like, I'm not speaking towards people who commented on it. You don't know nothing about what you're talking about. Like, so why speak on something like that? But
Jeez.
you don't have to answer that question, right? I'm gonna put the video. So shout out to Antonio Speaks. A great creator. Keep doing your thing, bro. I know you got a lot of heat for the Christian conversation, so but keep doing your thing, bro. He got a lot of heat for the FBA conversation too. We kind of spoke on that. Yeah, we can
Also,
cover that another day. But yeah, he got a lot of heat for
definitely.
that. Yeah. So let me see what's our setup. I'm gonna do it like this. All right. All right. So shout out to Antonio. He's his video is called "A Message Was Sent to Black America," and I firmly believe this. So I'll play it.
Yesterday, Carmelo Anthony was found guilty with the murder of Austin Metcalf. He was then sentenced to 35 years in prison. 2026 has been like a month that I think is going to be looked back a lot in history, especially Black America. A message has been sent to
Mm.
us. And I just found it so funny that they had the Cyrus Belton trial and the Carmelo Anthony one back to back. Y'all don't find that strange. A 14-year-old walks into a store, falsely accused of stealing, so he runs away in fear of his life, gets shot in the back. His killer walks away free, not guilty. Self-defense. Then we have Carmelo Anthony, who's minding his business under a friend's tent. He defends himself against two thugs. They order him to leave the tent, have no jurisdiction over him. He defends himself. So the fact that they gave him first degree murder, y'all, and not manslaughter, second degree, first degree, and even the fact, y'all, the judge, Austin's dad, have photos together on his Facebook page. The fact
Um,
Doesn't
and
conflict
that's
of
the big
interest.
thing, yo. Like that nigga's dad is like kicking it with the
Yeah.
judge, and they moved the. I believe they moved the case to a different county. Like where this happened, where the crime happened, wasn't even in the county where they had the trial. So I just want to talk about that.
Yeah, it's really damn wild. I mean, it just goes to show you the damn. I mean, the system was never broken. The system is working as designed. This is just the
Right,
best way I could put it.
right. I'll keep it going. Uh,
that the jury had not one Black person on it. The fact that they deliberated, it only took 2 hours to come to a decision. Carmelo went into this trial losing. And a lot of people are like, why are you guys making this about race? Why are you making it about race? Because we see the double standards over time, man. We grew up seeing
yep.
Trayvon Martin, where he was walking home from the store. George Zimmerman hunted him down at night. The police dispatcher said, don't pursue him. He ended up getting a scuffle with him, killing Trayvon Martin. Walks away not guilty. So, us having this faith in the system was already bogus to begin with. We thought, okay, these people, Rick Chow can defend himself, George Zimmerman can defend himself. But when it's a Black boy defending himself, it's a problem, especially when it's a white victim. We should have known. So a message has been sent to Black America. Lay down, boy. In 2026, they can't do the things that they used to. I tell you guys this story all the time of how they, broke down slaves and really had our minds engulfed in this slavery. What they used to do to make an example, right? They would get the biggest and most baddest rebellious slave on the plantation, the one who's always bucking, causing a ruckus. They get all the other slaves out and they have them watch. Okay, so they grab this rebellious slave. They first whip him, beat him down, typical slave shit. They then will get tar and feather. Y'all know how hot that is. Put the tar on him, feather him up. Next thing they do is tie him up to a tree, not hang him, but like a arm right here and an arm right here. They get two horses, a horse on one leg, horse on another, set fire to him, whip both of the horses, and have this on display for all of the other slaves to see. You wouldn't want to be in that position, would you? So it breaks the mind. You don't want to rebel. You want to lay down. You want to be submissive. As a mother, you're going to tell your kids, hey, just listen, be docile. As a father, I'm gonna be docile because I want to be here for my family. In 2026, they can't do things like that anymore. So they do it through the system. If y'all didn't know, police were literally designed as slave catchers. The badges that they use, they didn't even change them. They look the exact same. So it's like this system was never made for us. So a message.
And you said it right. You said it right. I
The
mean,
system
the
ain't broken. The
system.
system is working as designed. It's like
Yeah.
it's been so easy and quick to forget that pretty much the foundation of this country was founded on oppression and slavery and enslavement and stealing and genocide. And it's
Mm,
like that's like I unfortunately, like I always say, we're living in the world of the bad guys. The bad guys won, and this is a product of it.
yep. Yep. And they do things like he's saying now. They can't do what they used to do. The big bad slave. But what else? Now what do they do? Well, they make an example of you each and every time. I mean, each
Yep.
and every time they make an
Mhm.
example of you, and then you have the defenders who come out here who sometimes look like us, right, or who are
Yep.
adjacent to us, will say the system works. And it's like, it's kind of like a, I don't know, man. It's kind of like a spit. To me, you're spitting in my face. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? You're telling me I'm too dumb to understand what's going on, and we gotta. I think we gotta do things like Bro's doing right now, putting scholarship to the conversation, putting facts to the conversation,
Yeah.
and the facts are they're just trying to make an example of. They're trying to send a message.
Yeah, and you can see the patterns. You can see like literally from the different cases that have been going on and how they've been being handled, especially in
Yep.
the last 8 years, I would say.
Last six.
Yeah,
He may not speak about it. But Kyle Rittenhouse is a prime example.
yeah,
Well, he may speak on it. So I'm
Was just
glad.
sent out to Black America, man. And this is my thing. I don't think protesting is going to help. I don't think
No.
getting mad and rioting is going to help. We understand how this country works, and it's sad. I think the best thing that Black Americans can do is just solidarity, love each other more, have grace with each other. If you can, shop at a Black-owned business, prioritize Black-owned businesses. We have to love each other because anti-Blackness is just is everywhere. Another thing, man, we really just keep on being the successful people that we are. Get those degrees, get in those high places of work, start your business, continue to excel, and just be great.
I don't think the Carmelo Anthony case was really about self-defense. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but hear me out. Really, this is about the humanity of Blackness versus the authority of whiteness.
Mm-hmm.
Black humanity and white authority. Can white people do whatever they want and say whatever they want to Black people and get away with it, essentially? Austin Metcalf wouldn't have ran up on Carmelo if he wouldn't have thought he had the authority to do so. But in the Black community, who gives the authority to tell somebody to leave? And if it isn't an actual authority, we're gonna call it out. That's a bullet.
Yeah, and that's why I'm thinking a lot of this comes from, bro. I think Black people just have more respect. Like, we kind of understand situations more. If you're not in charge, a lot of folks gonna look at you crazy, because who are you to tell someone to do something? And rightfully so. Also, Black people, we teach ourselves. I know when I was growing up, my mom and dad said, "Don't put your hands on nobody." You can't control how they respond. So you better, you know what I'm saying? You better be ready to really judge.
Oh shit, my bad, yo. Hold on, bro.
On Carmelo, if he wouldn't have thought
this comes.
But I want to speak on that. That's true. Like, I never knew that you can put hands on somebody, and then you can also dictate the way they react to you. I didn't know that. I always assumed in this country, if I put hands on somebody and they pull out a gun, or they pull out a knife, or they got hands themselves, and I take the L, either that's my wife or just, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case might be, I firmly believe that, I would be in the wrong still. And this case kind of blew my mind on that. I'm not gonna lie. All right, we keep it playing.
Bro, I think Black people just have more respect. Like, we kind of understand situations more. If you're not in charge, a lot of folks gonna look at you crazy, because who are you to tell someone to do something? And rightfully so. Also, Black people, we teach ourselves. I know when I was growing up, my mom and dad said, "Don't put your hands on nobody." You can't control how they respond. So you better, you know what I'm saying? You better be ready to really fight. I don't know if white people have conversations like that. I don't know. Maybe it's just a cultural thing. I don't know.
it's a bully. There are truly people out there of all races, including Black, who cannot fathom the idea of a Black person not leaving when a white person tells them to, or a Black person daring to claim self-defense, right? Because white authority. Seriously, go to any comment section you want to and find the racist community within it. Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, and all abroad. Doesn't matter, color. Just find a racist community. And the thing that they will be most upset at is the audacity of Carmelo Anthony. The audacity of him to think that he did not have to leave when Austin told him to. That is the crux of the issue. The audacity of a Black kid or a Black man, and especially a Black woman, right? The audacity to think you have the right to say no.
No.
So that's what this is about, in my opinion. Yes, we're trying to see Carmelo Anthony win through self-defense. If Kyle Rittenhouse who's 17 years old,
Bingo.
to drive across state lines with an AR-style 15 rifle, get himself in some nonsense, and then plead self-defense, and then win, and then become a celebrity. This is...
I forgot to bring up Kyle Rittenhouse as well, man. Like, we just keep seeing examples. But yeah.
It's gonna say it again. This brother drove over state lines with a firearm.
Yeah. That did not belong to him.
That did not belong to him. I'm gonna make it bigger return.
Yeah.
State Farm. State lines with a gun that did not belong to him, shot 2 people, and walked scotch-free, even to the point where he's out here meeting guys like Strickland.
Yeah.
And celebrities.
Like he's doing political tours and shit.
Political tours, signing people with guns and shit because he shot, quote unquote, 2 pedos, or what other people would say, N-word lovers. I don't know those guys. I guess those guys are sexist, but whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care.
He
clearly literally went out here and shot 2 people and walked away, and they didn't even put hands on him. Like, he was
right. Like, yo, they escorted his ass out there, you know? It's pretty wild. Crazy. I'm also trying to remember the one shooter who got, I forgot what state it was, but, like, you know, they arrest them, dude, and they take him to Burger King before they go lock him up, kind of situation.
Dylan Roof?
Yeah.
Shut that church up. Yep.
Yeah.
All-black church. Took him to Burger King.
Like, somehow they can all get upper-handed without a shot, but, like, let it be a different skin color. Apparently, you know, the system is going to throw the book at you.
Because, like, yeah, because of the audacity. It's crazy. Like, look at the audacity of y'all. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever, man. We'll keep it rolling.
Definitely self-defense. But the reality of it is will the courts view Carmelo in such a way where they consider him worthy of being able to use the self-defense against a white kid whom white racist America has claimed as their own? That's really the question here. This is really the underlying thing. Where are we as a society? Is America in a place where a black kid can find himself in this predicament and be able to use the law for his own protection and come out the victor? That's what this is about.
I just want to show y'all more of a double standard, right? There was a case in Texas about 2 years ago that was very similar to Carmelo and this Austin Metcalf thing. And we can just read this headline before we watch the video. It says, Texas teen found not guilty of murder and stabbing death of fellow student killed during bathroom brawl. So I'm guessing this white dude ended up stabbing. I'm not sure. Let's watch it. This is
Carmelo Anthony was going to go to prison regardless. It is just that the charge of murder seems to be complete BS and based off, like, hate to say it, race. Texas teen found not guilty of murder and stabbing a fellow student killed during bathroom brawl. Jurors did convict Cason Allison, the white student on the right, of criminally negligent homicide, for which he faces a sentence for up to 2 years in jail. 2 years in jail, not prison, jail, for killing someone during a fight in which he was goaded into the fight and asked to come and fight. He didn't want to fight, but this person very literally, pulled him into a fight.
I don't know if they're talking about that. That's not true. I know about this case. And they were fighting over a girl, and the white dude was talking about how he's gonna deal with Joe, I believe, the Latino kid. He was talking about how he's gonna deal with him. And yeah, bro did throw the first punch in the bathroom, but he went in there with like wanted to be confrontational.
Like it was premeditated.
What does that sound like?
I mean, he was talking about dealing with him.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know.
And then once in said fight, he stabs and kills the student, gets arrested and gets charged with murder, but they don't convict him of murder. Even though these two students knew each other and were allegedly fighting over a girl, they still convicted him of criminally negligent homicide, put him in jail for 2 years, doesn't touch prison, and now Carmelo Anthony is getting charged and convicted with murder in a case that kind of seems very similar. A boy that didn't want to fight, but then gets physically pulled into a fight and then stabs and kills the student. he was in the physical altercation with. You guys tell me the difference here versus the case in Allison case.
Yeah, tell me the
Both on
difference.
school grounds, both involving teenage students, and if I'm not mistaken, both in Frisco, Texas. One convicted of murder, one not.
This video is for my black people and my black people only. Okay, so apparently the verdict is Carmelo Anthony is guilty. I want to tell you why these are so invested with Carmelo Anthony being guilty. Do y'all see online? It's not about Austin Metcalf. They could give a fuck about him. They don't care about Austin.
They don't. And this goes with any situation when it's like a black person causing harm to a white. Look at what happened on the train station to the young lady. It was a sad situation. I don't defend that dude at all. But they did not care about that young lady.
They didn't care about her because she was an immigrant. Y'all care about immigrants now? Like, it's just so backwards, bro. They just care the fact that a black man did that.
They only cared about the narrative they came with. An angry black man kills an innocent white girl. Like, do you see that?
Because I remember when they had that rally for Austin Metcalf, I think they had more cops out there than people. It was only like 15 people out there, and half of them weren't even there for Austin Metcalf. These people are cowards. They cannot attack you straight up. They cannot challenge you head on. They need police backing them. They need the government backing them. They need you to subconsciously feel like, hey, no matter if somebody assault me, attack me, intimidate me, whatever they do, I don't have the right to defend myself. These need you subconsciously thinking that. And this verdict was gonna rest on that. Because think about this. If black people could see on national television that if a white person coming up to you, intimidating you, trying to harm you, and you defend yourself and you get off, oh my God, boy, they couldn't do that, because boy, that would turn all these bold white people out here, all these bold out here, that shit would change overnight. So they need to always have that right reserved to be able to attack you without you being able to defend yourself. The moment black people start defending themselves, oh man, the United States is gonna go upside down. Don't think just because Carmelo Anthony is guilty that you motherfuckers could just be intimidating and antagonizing people and nobody gonna do nothing, okay? You're not as safe as you think you are. Because I'm gonna tell you something, if one of you racist ass come to me with that bullshit, it's gonna be another Carmelo Anthony case, but this time it ain't gonna be Carmelo Anthony, it's gonna be me.
That's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I think the only thing we can do is just continue to support Carmelo financially. I'm gonna have his GoFundMe link in the description once again. Show him some love if you can. This is gonna be another video where I split half of the money I make off of it and donate it to him as well.
Man, shout out Antonio, but I just want to get that across real quick. Yeah, and I'm be real with y'all. If I have offspring to be the same way, I'd rather you be Carmelo than be Cyrus. I'm gonna keep it a beam. If Cyrus would have upped the gun that he had on him, that they had on him, he was alive, I'd rather him get locked up. I'd rather see him through child in the dirt. I don't mean to be disrespectful about that, but it is what it is. Like, you can't shoot my son and let me be happy with that.
Like, fuck that. Nope. Also, too, it made me, like, you know, how he was pointing out, like, hey, like, come and try me. Like, I'm going to be a little bit, I ain't going to be like, kumbaya, my lord, over here. It got me thinking of, like, the Chud the Builder situation. You saw that when now black folks started being like, yo, I'm going to knock this motherfucker out if I run into him. Like, if he comes after, and then that's what ended up. And I remember at the time, like, people who pretty much the racist motherfuckers were always like, no, you're supposed to be the better person. You're supposed to be the bigger person, and be like, yeah. It's like, it's, as he said, like, they're cowards and they'll never do it to your face. But the minute you start giving them back that same energy, it's like, oh, wait a minute. You black people are not supposed to react. You're supposed to be just calm and they're just words and let me go, you know?
Unfortunately, white racist America, you show me that we can't be docile. You've killed every single leader who came with you with open arms and peace that I've seen in this country. So I'm not cut like that. And my parents didn't really raise me like that. My parents, they raised me to, you know, turn the other cheek. I'm not like that. If you had ever put your hands on me, my family, my friends, I'm coming for everybody. And it is what I remember there was a case, this black man, I think he killed a cop because this cop killed his son. And look, I'm not into killing. That's not my thing. Like, I'd rather whoop your ass if I could, right? But No, I mean, what do you want me to say? Oh no, you shouldn't have did that. You killed his son.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and he didn't get the justice he didn't get the justice he deserved. So we got the justice he needed, and that may be controversial on the internet. I don't. Again, I'm saying again, I don't agree with violence, but I don't know what you want people to do. I don't understand what you think the alternative is.
And also too, sometimes like you gotta also be realistic with who the fuck you're dealing with, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There's some times where yeah, you can't take the high road and be like a little bit more diplomatic and I guess peaceful approach. But that's only works with another sensible party. But when you're working with people who got really corrupt moral compasses and they just are bad people, you're gonna have to start matching their energy. You know, it's the same
I
thing I've been
mean,
thinking with
facts.
Democratic Party with how the Republic, like you need to be meeting the Republican Party at the same damn energy. You know,
Facts.
if they go low, you go lower. You know,
Yeah.
like you throw the insults, I'll insult you back. I don't know if you saw a clip of Adam Marker on CNN with
Mm-hmm.
Scott Jennings,
Yeah.
you know, where he was just throwing back what Scott was throwing at him, and then Scott is like trying to fight this little 22-year-old boy. Man, I should say not boy, but yeah, like trying
He's
to fight
still a
this
boy
22
to
year old.
yeah, he's 22. He's a kid to us, like keep it a bean, bro. And we're 30 something, 38, 30.
Yeah.
I'm
So it's
37
like,
years
bro,
old, you know what I'm saying?
it just goes to show you it's like you have to be realistic with who you're dealing with, and like sometimes you just have to match that energy on that on the situation because it's like with a lot of this bigots, it's asinine and it's disingenuous to ever try to even get in an argument, ever in a sensible conversation with them because they will
Facts.
never see the logic. They will never want to
Right.
change their mind, and whatever you say will always be wrong in their mind. So it's like,
I'd rather that's true. Like I
yeah,
watch a lot of debates on the internet and I don't I mean and that's what they want to do, right? You want to debate these dumbasses. I'm not debating a racist. What
no.
I'm gonna debate with you for? I'm gonna
If it's
make fun of you.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you're not gonna come. It's not gonna be good faith. You're not gonna. You're not gonna want to have the real conversation. Um. So yeah, I'm not. I don't
yeah,
look. I'm different than I used to be. I used to be real understanding and see both sides. I don't. I'm not like that anymore because
yeah,
I've seen where it's gotten us. Um. And so I agree. The Democratic Party, people in general, on our side, you gotta start kind of cutting at these people
yeah,
and hold your people to a higher standard. If someone is disrespectful to your side and you try to be alternative to cheat, man, fuck that.
fuck
Um,
that. Like it's time to meet them where they at.
You
It's
know
like
what I'm
I'm gonna mirror
saying?
back what you
Right.
bring back.
I got a buddy, and you know who he is. I'm gonna say his name, but he's been real weird and talking about immigrants and stuff. And I go at him every single time. So I'm like, you ain't doing shit with your life, bro. Like, and you're a white man. You're a white man who's broke. And I'm gonna be keeping it real. You gotta keep it real with some people, man. Like, you are pointing fingers and you got four pointing back at you, my guy.
Right?
What are we doing? What are we doing, bro? And if it hurts your feelings, so
Let me do
what?
something about it.
Do something about it. Step to me. Do something about it. If it doesn't, if you want to open your mind up, stop being a little. That's the issue. We'll keep it real, and I'm gonna end it with this. All these white men. What happened to white men? They're weak as fuck now, bro. They just are. They're weak. Like there's a lot of good white men out here. I'm gonna be real with you. On the left.
Yeah. You know what it is? We're living through an like the end, like the shift and the end of. I put it in simpler terms. It's coming to the end of the bad guys winning. Consciousness and people can communicate, and things have changed, and so it's like whatever racist agenda that was set in place to keep on going is coming undone. And I believe that's why you're seeing this big campaign going on of the cases being completely racist ass cases that you're seeing now, and down to the political leaders who are coming in play right now. It's like with the last video we did with the voting rights stuff. It's not so much of taking away our rights, but it's about destroying the progress so much that it will still take us another 20 years to get back to where we are now. And that way, the problem still keeps on going and they still benefit from the system. But I think what we're experiencing right now is it's dying. It's
a renaissance.
Exactly. Like
it's a black renaissance. I'll say it. It's a black renaissance. A lot of awakening on not just, and I don't mean black, but I'm saying black because it is like we're having a reprogramming, we're having an awakening. We're having a conversation with each other, and we're trying to make things shake, and people aren't liking it. And it's gonna just keep going. It's not gonna stop.
And with the spread and the better technology gets, and the more we're sharing information. So it's like, shout out to Ashho Speed. I know he can be a little bit too much for some people, but like, when he did the China and then did the Africa tour, he opened a lot of people's minds. So it's like
that's what I was trying to talk about. That was that is probably the best point.
Yeah.
The connection they're doing, like you can't make me see them. I see it. I see the dude going all over Africa. What are you talking about?
Like, oh shit, let's go kick it. And then also, so on top of it, it's like, oh, people are actually much more sensible than where I'm at. Like,
it's a big world, but the world's connected now.
Yeah. Yep. Like, exactly.
Everybody knows pop culture, and I don't know why we don't understand that. I mean, Afrobeat was fucking booming. It still is booming, but it was booming in the 2020s and 2020. Like that's all you heard on the radio. So we are connected. So I love it, man. I like the awakening. I like people saying like, fuck all this shit. We need to unite. Rainbow Coalition. People were saying the same thing Fred Hampton was saying in the 60s.
Yeah.
So it's a revolution going on. It's just
big time. And when you look at it. And when you see it with even the younger and younger generations, you see them being way more accepting and be like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, like, why y'all living like this? This little kid had me dying. I don't know if I sent you the thing, but he was like, these boomers are saying their generation is too sensitive, but they're the ones who were crying and beating up people when they had to share restaurants with black folks. And the kid was like 10 years old. I was like, oh, damn, okay.
And it's true, like, and boomers love to, people with participation trophies should talk. You guys gave those trophies. We didn't ask them trophies. Y'all gave those trophies.
I didn't even ask for it.
I didn't even download the trophy.
That's a good point. Like, for real, I didn't even ask for it. Like, y'all did it.
They love to project their own insecurities they put onto us to us again. Like, nah, bro, I'm sorry, man. It's different now. We respect y'all. Y'all know what I'm saying? But let's keep it a beam, man. The boomers ruined this country. I don't know why y'all don't like to hear that. Y'all ruined the country because the people who were running the civil rights movement were your parents.
Yep.
They were the head of everything. So, I mean, you have some good leaders who were young. I'm not lying about that, but let's keep it a bean, y'all. Keep it a bean. But yeah, boomers contributed a lot too. I'm not gonna not what they didn't, but we gotta keep things in context. Keep things in context and objective. Yeah. That's our problem. And none of this will probably be on the podcast. I'll probably cut all this shit out. But but no, man. I think Black America has to wake up. We have to stop the tribal wars we're doing because we're doing it. I saw like this guy post something. There's like these people were fighting in New York, and they're like, oh, and they're black people, and they're like, oh, and he's a black guy saying, if these fools will fight this hard to get out of poverty. I'm like, you got all that from people fighting in New York over the Knicks? Like, give the like what that is your thing? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? it's just we gotta stop being. We gotta get out of that mindset.
Yes, sir.
But all right, y'all. Well, this is another Just Dope podcast reaction. I don't know what we're gonna call it. We'll figure it out. But oops,
An intellectual discussion.
yeah. But yeah, all right, y'all. Well, till next time, y'all be easy.
Yeah.
We'll check you later.